So at Liberty, when we talk about literacy, it's not just like a trigger word for us or like kind of an education sort of word. It really infuses all of our classes and so much of our approach to what we do. And so we break it into really 3 types of literacy that we talk about. The first type is primary literacy. And what we mean by that is really getting kids right from kindergarten on up to learn to decode language, English, really well and then fluently. And our main approach to that initially is with phonics and phonemic awareness, and students achieve high levels at an early age of being able to be great decoders of English. And after that, the goal is to work on fluency then. They read and they read a lot. And this is all at the level of primary literacy. Phonics into phonemic training into fluency training and growing in that. This moves us into mature literacy, which is the second type of literacy we talk about here. And with mature literacy, we're really looking for students to grow mostly in their knowledge of content, which will feed their reading skills. We want to push students with reading language that stretches them, that they might feel a little uncomfortable with. Oh, I don't know if I understand that. And right on the edge, we're like, hey, I look up this word, or oh, I get this vocabulary training from the teacher, and now that passage is unlocked for me. Sometimes reading is viewed as this thing like that's in a vacuum, and oh, we just have to work on your ability to make inferences or predictions in a text. And I mean, this stuff is involved in reading, but really mature literacy happens as we grow in knowledge about the world and with content-specific vocabulary, which is why really every class at Liberty is a reading class, because if we're getting content-rich knowledge, this is one of the main things to help people become mature, literate students. And this leads us to the final thing, which is moral literacy. What we're looking for at moral literacy is, hey, we don't just want to decode and comprehend and have content-specific knowledge. We actually want students to be inclined to what is beautiful and what is truly good. And if that's going to happen, then we need books and characters and stories and discussions that will give us examples, both positive and negative, of what it looks like to live well or not live well. And this is what we focus on in our discussions in our works day after day. Dr. Maureen Schaefer said that great stories are intended to be enlarging experiences rather than cures for some like specific societal problem. Enlarging experiences, where in the great works, we want to read, connect with the character, get into their shoes for a few miles, and then realize that our own heart is growing. The goal here is that in the midst of everything else we do, literature does become a big part of our strategy for exposing students to what is beautiful and nudging them as well as ourselves as instructors to that end.